sort of love-hate couple.
It takes place in one night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, interesting.
Does.
Yes. You know, I think the movie of the week that you might have been trying to think of a bit ago, it might have been The Execution of Private Slovak.
Correct.
Is that the one?
Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
The
okay.
Execution of Private Slovak.
Yeah, it was kind of that was a landmark.
That was.
Yeah, that was
about an issue.
Yeah, yeah.
It was very important.
Yep.
That's where we put important things in the movie of the week.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, the only deserter ever executed.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's interesting because when you start with that title, you kind of know what you're in for, right? It's like, yeah.
It's not a rom-com title.
It's not the trial of Slovak. No, it is the,
Yeah, there's no meet cute.
There's no meet cute. No.
In the execution of...
No.
That's right.
Yeah, and I think it's Gary Busey's first role that matteed.
I did DC Cab with Gary Busey.
Did you really? Wow.
Oh, I did.
Wow. Wow. Gary's a trip, isn't he?
And I say this with great affection because it'll get back to him.
Right.
Like a literally insane person.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, you look like Dr. Albert Schweitzer next to Gary Busey. I swear to God.
Thank you.
I mean, he is.
Yeah, our kids went to the same school for a couple of years. So I'd see him at the events, and I'd see him in the parking lot, and I'd see him every day.
I don't know.
And
I mean, Gary,
he was always friendly and had something fun to say. And
friendly. He just got sued for being too friendly.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
He's a friendly guy. Oh, he's literally crazy. And yet he was one of those guys, a little like you, who even though he did terrible things, I couldn't like turn him away. Like on DC Cab, I remember we were on location in Washington, and the cast was out one night, like after shooting in someplace in Georgetown where we stayed. We all are trooping back to the hotel together. And then there's probably 8 of us. And Gary opens the door to his hotel room. We're all on like the same floor. And he lets in, I don't know, 2 or 3 people who he wanted, and just then slams the door. No explanation, just slams the door. Like, you are not invited to this part of the evening.
This is where your night ends.
Yeah, my night certainly did at that moment.
Wow.
I mean, I can't unsee that.
That's a trip.
And it's like, it's so bad. It's almost like, I almost can't blame him for it. It's about, like, how could you be that bad and have it be like a volition? It's just something in his brain. And I've seen him like, try to pick up my girlfriend, I mean, this is a very long time ago, while I was paying his part of the dinner check.
Oh my gosh.
You know, I mean, things like that.
That happened.
I've seen him at a party on this property, put a joint to his lips while he was saying, without irony, that I'm with Jesus now and I don't do drugs. while he was smoking the pot. Wow. I mean, he is a crazy person. He also gave me a lovely housewarming gift that I still have in my house over there, and a great actor.
Can I ask what the gift was?
It's like this bowl. It's colorful and like it looks like it's something you would find in the market in Port-au-Prince, or you know, in the Caribbean or something. Or
is it the bowl with the numbers in it? I mean, it kind of sort of needs to be, you know.
No, that bowl was a long time ago. But yeah, Gary Busey. So what did you worked with him on?
Yes, yeah, I did a film my dad directed called Cadence, and about a soldier who goes AWOL, gets stuck in a stockade, and he's the only white guy in there, and Larry Fishburne, Michael Beach, right, a couple other really good actors, John Tollesby. Anyway, Gary was the commander of the stockade. He was the sergeant, you know, and so we filmed with him for a couple of weeks, and it started going sideways. Well, because it was his first job after the accident where he cracked his head. You know?
Okay.
So he hadn't
motorcycle accident.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been cleared for work. You know, he was still kind of a fall risk at that point. You know, sorry, and yeah, and it didn't go well. So we had to kind of give him his walking papers. You know, and Dad then stepped in to play his role while still directing, and did a great job. you know.
I would say one thing to the people who were concerned about Gary after the motorcycle accident. It could not have been any difference.
Wow.
It did not make it. Trust me, he was just as crazy before.
Before the thing with the, yeah.
There was no, that only confirmed matters. I from the Gary I know. But again, a fine actor and not a person not without charm.
But it was sad because they had been friends since Slovak.
Is that right?
Yeah, and Dad thought, okay, this is a chance to let him be a hero. You know, let him just step in and show that he's he's
So you weren't
still
mad
got
that
the
your father
goods.
didn't do the documentary, right?
I wasn't. No, because we watched it together. We watched a rough cut with Andrew Renzi, the director.
He did a fantastic job.
Didn't he though?
The way he cut in
ridiculous.
the way
yeah.
he cut in the footage.
Yeah, was
I meant to tell you
masterful.
that masterful.
Yeah,
it
he's
really
he's a
was.
lovely man. Really smart, really funny, really cool. Because we spent a year planning that thing, and we had to develop a trust with each other. You know,
it was really
yeah,
well done.
Thank you.
No,
thank you.
thank him.
But no, I will. I'll pass that along.
He totally nailed it.
Yeah,
with that,
yeah,
he
did.
killed it.
Yes, he did.
He really did.
I think he's ready for fiction. You know what I'm saying? Like to do movies and because he's only worked in the documentary space.
I mean, it's a completely different discipline, but maybe.
Sure, but as far as his like his
does he want
cinematic tools, yes, he does.
Oh,
yes, he does. But yeah. So what the hell were we talking about before that?
Gary Busey.
Right.
Your father.
My dad. Yes, watching the doc.
Oh yeah.
And so he saw a rough cut of the first episode like over a year ago, and loved it. And told Andrew, told Renz, he said, I don't need to be in this.
Right.
I'm in this.
Right.
I am
so true.
represented in this beautifully.
There's footage of him all through.
All through it.
Right.
Yeah, his presence is he's like one of the heartbeats of the show. And and Renzi was like, I can't debate that.
Yeah.
You know?
It would have been good to spend 10 seconds to say that in the documentary.
Interesting.
You know?
Yeah.
Because it does leave the impression.
Oh, but wait, we hadn't had that experience yet. We would have had to have gone back into that diner.
That is no excuse.
And just shot that 5-minute section.
What diner was that?
Phew. Gosh, I want to say like Lucky's, but it's not Lucky's. Maybe it was Strikes. Maybe I'm thinking of Lucky Strikes. It's one down in Hawthorne.
Oh wow.
Hawthorne. It's one they film a lot of stuff in.
I love it there.
I do too.
I mean, I'm always having dinner in nice restaurants out here, and I'm not a foodie, so it's okay.
I'm not either.
Right.
I don't give a fuck.
No.
About food.
And the food in nice restaurants is generally worse to my palate than diner food.
Wow.
So like, I wouldn't say struggling, but yes, sometimes I'm struggling to find something on the menu that not only do I not want, but makes me angry. you know, I mean,
it becomes visceral.
There's just something in every description, like, and wilted lettuce, like wilted lettuce, and you're saying that as a selling point.
Right.
You're like, it's just like it's something stupid.
Yeah.
There's something stupid in every one of your dishes. Stupid.
Right. Yeah. Or trying to be cute.
Cute, stupid.
Yeah.
Not
or too
helping,
fancy. Or
And fuck you. I'm an angry man.
Maybe just name a dish. Fuck you. I'm gonna have the fuck you tonight. You know.
A restaurant called Fuck You.
A restaurant called Fuck You. There you go.
There we go.
They'd be lined up around the block.
There's our next venture
after we figure out our
charity
cause. Yeah.
Oh, I thought we figured it.
We did.
I forgot.
What the hell was it? It's on film. Just you know.
I know.
Yes.
That reminds me of like when I first smoked pot, like in college, like. You come up with the greatest idea, and then a half hour later, like, whoa, we were going to make $1 trillion, and then what was it?
It's just gone, yeah.
That to me is why I hope I never have to quit smoking pot.
Why would you quit, though?
I wouldn't.
But I'm saying, like, what if, what would it, like, is there a human alive that could show up with something to, like, some enlightenment to say something that would...
Yeah, they could say your lungs
Oh, I'm not talking about a doctor. I'm just talking about like a buddy of yours.
Well,
like
I'm talking about a
rolling in.
doctor.
Okay. Okay.
A doctor is the best buddy you have
Yeah, that's a good point.
when you're 70.
Yeah, I rely on doctors too.
Yeah, doctors
yeah,
are
doctors are
important.
badass. Yeah.
And the things they say have way more purchase on our opinions, or they should, if we're
Yes.
smart,
Yeah.
than what just your friend says.
Yeah.
So yes, they're.
So it would take a medical intervention to.
I would hope. Look, I've never been a hippie who says pot is health food. It's not.
Right.
I've never been dishonest about it. Fortunately, I don't have your gene for addiction. So like I never.
Good for you.
People think I'm
Good
a
for you.
giant. Well, I take no credit. It's just how we're born.
Sure. Yeah.
Like
it's the hand you drew.
It's absolutely the
Yeah,
hand you.
yeah,
I
fuck
was
yeah.
born this way.
Yeah.
You were born your way.
Sure.
I could say something.
It's all right. Whatever.
No,
I was
but,
born dead, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, that was the joke I was going to go for, but I thought it might be too sensitive.
I don't care.
Right. It was a long time
Yeah, it was a
ago.
long time ago.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't even remember it.
60 Super Bowls ago.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess that was your halftime show.
Yes, it was.
You could
Yes,
have-
it was.
Yeah, talk about.
Yeah.
You're worried about Bad Bunny.
Yeah, I know.
No, but oh shit. What were we talking about?
About the weed stuff, about that you would never quit, or unless it turned into a thing. About doctors, about
yeah.
I smoked pot
Like,
in.
I hope I don't have to quit, but the reason I most would miss it is because of this kind of thing that goes on in my life. It has since I was 20. I luckily did not start smoking until I was 19 or 20, which is good because I didn't do it to myself in my most formative years.
Right. Well, everything's still trying to find its
I think I was fully grown.
Got it.
Which is great.
Sure.
You know, as far as, but it has been a long time. And again, it's not health food. I mean, I'm sure any smoke in your lungs is less ideal than no smoke in your lungs.
Perhaps. But I vape, and vape keeps me from smoking cigarettes.
But that's not the most ideal. The most ideal would do neither.
No, yeah, but
Right.
I have to think about nicotine.
I understand.
I like
but-
it in my bloodstream.
But we're
you
talking
know?
about just the science.
Right.
The science
Sure.
would say, like, I'm the same way. Like, I just really look forward to this so much because it's the one night I allow myself a drink or two.
Right.
But it would be better if I had zero alcohol. Alcohol is poison. Zero poison is better than even a little poison. Right. It's just true.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's worth the trade-off because it just brings me back to 6th grade.
Wow.
Wow. And I wasn't smoking pot in 6th grade, but I mean, just like hanging out with some guy, one of my friends, hey, and we're gonna come over and we're just gonna like fucking, shoot the shit and laugh about stupid shit and be stupid. And like, that's what keeps me young or alive, at least.
Yeah.
And
when the days felt like weeks and the weeks felt like months, we just had all the time in the world, and the only things on our plate were the actual things on our plate, the meals our parents cooked us,
No money.
The simplicity, no money.
Well, Kid Rock has a line, no money, just time to spend.
Yeah.
Youth.
Yeah.
I love his songs about being 17.
Yeah.
They just always get to
his
me.
song all summer long is a fucking masterpiece.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got many.
Oh, yeah.
Many great songs. And that to me is his special genius, is connecting you to how you felt when you were 16.
You're right. You're right.
At the concert with the girl on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Like all those kind of memories. I remember my first kiss. That's one of his songs.
Yeah.
Just connecting you to that feeling. And so does this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Pot, just shooting the shit.
I love it.
It's
I
like,
love it.
I think people go on with their lives and they have kids and blah, 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 and work and everything else and marriage and, and I don't know if they still connect to, the fun part, maybe not even the sex part.
Right.
And it's like the things that like you loved when you were young.
Right. You don't want to die before you have to actually die.
The old saying, don't let the old man in.
Right. Yeah, because he'll knock. he'll start early.
He is definitely not my friend. No,
Yeah.
He's like the woodpecker outside.
Right.
I have a woodpecker.
Damn.
Not to make this your problem.
Yeah, that's all right.
But
That's all right.
we're friends now, right? I can
Yeah.
unburden myself.
Of course.
I have a woodpecker.
Yeah.
Outside
Okay.
my bedroom.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, like an actual fucking bird.
Yeah, not a
Like a wood-eating fucking bird.
Yes.
Wow, that's not
no,
cool.
Not
That's not fucking cool. I have a fucking owl. You want to trade?
Does the owl wake you in the morning? No, because owls are.
Sometimes 3 a.m. So and they
It's
also,
a night owl.
Yeah, and they also have a they have a mating call that nobody ever talks about. That's like, it sounds like a dog. That it's just like it sounds like a sad dying dog, and it's a fucking owl trying to get laid. It's like, what are we doing? You know?
But you're not up at 3 a.m. anymore.
No.
You used to be.
I used to be. Yeah, no. Sometimes I get up at 5. You know, I get up early. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What time do you go to bed?
I like something 10,
10.
11 sometimes. Yeah.
Wow, how the mighty have fallen.
I know.
I mean, that's your wow. I thought.
Well, because living with kids and
Kids.
freaking.
So you live with two.
Not right now. I live with Max. My
You live
son
with
Max. Yeah, he's terrific. He's great.
But they're twins.
They are twins. Yeah.
You split the twins.
Well, Bob is with his mom right now.
Well, that's splitting.
That's right. But
Probably a good idea,
But they're
'cause
usually, they're very tight. We all usually live in the
Of course,
same
they were in this
village
womb together.
Yeah.
You live in the same village.
We all usually live in the same city, very close to each other. But they're in Florida at a place for some spiritual enlightenment.
Yeah. Whatever that means. I mean, I think it's great to split up twins. I think they've spent enough time together. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying being a twin is creepy. It's a little creepy. I just think it is. I mean, it's just weird.
I grew up with identical twins named the Heaths, Kim and Steve Heath.
Yeah, but you weren't a twin.
No.
No, I'm saying, but
to be one, you mean?
To be one,
Yeah.
I just think it's just got to be a very, very different life than normal people. Because it's just weird that there's this other you.
Right,
There's just this other you.
Like right there.
Like right there.
Yeah, like while you're sleeping right there.
Yeah.
You know, what?
And, I mean, and you must have, as you go through life, because I've seen this story in the Inquirer many times of twins who got separated and then 40 years later they reunite them.
Right.
And of course, like, they were doing the same things. They married the same kind of guy. They lived the same life.
How's that happen?
Because they're like two halves of a zygote or something.
Right.
That's not the science, I'm sure, but
Close enough. What about the two sisters? I think this happened in New Jersey. That were separated for years, and they decided on the same night. And I'm almost positive this is a true story. They decided they were going to visit each other at each other's house, and they were probably lived 20 miles from each other, right? And they left at the exact same time in their cars and had a head-on collision with each other and both fucking died. Put your research department on that story. I guarantee it happened.
It's so...
How do you, if you're the parents, if you're even just a buddy of one of those girls, what do you say at the funeral?
My bigger question is, how do you not laugh? I mean, it's
at the
not
funeral
funny,
or just
and
in life?
I mean, at saying this story. I mean, I feel bad laughing, but it's just like too crazy. They had a head-on collision. Well, what does that tell us about the human psyche? I mean, for someone like me, a lifelong atheist, well, not lifelong, but long-time atheist, and someone who just, doesn't believe mostly in the things that are not able to be proved. I mean, it just puts your mind, you just have to sort of accede to the idea that there are things we just don't know and cannot know, or maybe we will someday.
Sure.
But but there are too many times you hear about stories like that are just so weird. Like, could it be coincidence? It could, but the numbers would have to be so astronomical.
Like the age of the universe squared.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we don't.
I mean the odds.
Yeah. I mean, that specific number, I think you're pulling out of your ass.
It's big. I've never done the math
Well,
on it,
we
but
do
it's a
know
big
the
one.
age of the universe. Well, no, we really don't. But we know when the Big Bang
Right,
Theory
right.
was
Well, times itself, right?
14 billion.
Okay, times itself is.
Right, it's a lot.
I didn't want to bring math into this. I'm sorry.
But yes, it's an astronomically unlikely event. So, as Sherlock Holmes would say, if you eliminate the highly unlikely or the very improbable, what's left is the truth. If you eliminate the impossible, what's left is the improbable, even if it's improbable. That's the way I should have said it.
Okay, no.
And that's what we have. We have something improbable, but, I would say that, yes, the age of the universe squared is the impossible. So what do we make of that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's your instinct was to laugh.
It's
And not
just
at
because
the
of the
tragedy.
irony.
Not the tragedy,
Yeah.
the irony, of course. Yeah.
You know that there's I think, almost certain UFO heading toward Earth.
Okay.
Have you been reading about this?
Yeah, it's called the 3I or the 3.
3I,
yeah.
470 or something
Yeah,
like that.
this thing's like maneuvering and changing colors
Well,
and going against the flow of gravity and all kinds of unique travel.
It is. Ordinarily, you would think it was a comet, except that it's 12 miles long, which is longer than a comet.
Right.
The light is coming from the front of it, which is not.
Just like headlights. I mean, come on. It's like a fucking headlight.
Okay, right. A comet would have the light at the tail.
It's all
end
at the
of it.
back, yeah.
It also seems to have traveled close to other planets, as if it has been doing a drive-by in the universe.
Shouldn't it be pulled into those planets?
I guess so.
I mean, just sort of that's
right.
yeah.
Also, it seems to have started its voyage 8,000 years ago.
Wow.
They say, which is about when we started using technology on Earth, which may have been what intrigued them to this. There certainly have been a lot of instances in the last 5 years where even the military is saying we see things of a nature we can't explain.
We can't explain or replicate.
Yeah. Now, it could be China having technology we don't. I don't think that's the likely scenario. It's possible. Everything's possible. But, I mean, this thing is supposed to be here in a couple of months.
Oh.
After its 8,000-mile journey.
Wow. That's quite the road trip. Right? What do you think? It's supposed to collide? It's supposed to land? It's supposed to...
Oh, it's not supposed to do anything, but it's just...
Or it's been predicted that that's...
Well, I mean, this is not just me. These are some Harvard physicists saying this.
Its trajectory...
There is definitely something that is heading toward Earth. It could be a comet, but it is not acting like a comet or looking like a comet. So what is the conclusion? I mean... It sounds to me like a 12-mile long UFO.
Right.
At 12 miles fits a lot of people in the Trojan horse. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm glad we're doing this now.
You and me both. Jesus.
But I mean,
are they giving us updates? Is there like a website people can go to and like?
I mean, I don't want to be the one to start the panic.
Okay.
But people will.
Well, you started the panic in me.
No one knows if they have malicious intent.
Right.
But it is suspicious to me that this is happening now after this run-up of so many instances of where military people see things. And it is very often around a military base or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That they can't explain. And it's not like they're even trying to hide it anymore, the fucking aliens, you know?
No.
They're getting very brazen
fucking
about it.
Broad daylight.
They shot at them recently, and it bounced off.
Wow.
And then the thing, of course, disappeared like at the speed of sound.
Yeah,
light.
Light speed, yeah.
And you know, I don't know. I'm just glad I caught up on those Columbo episodes before.
I got to watch those movies.
And then I got to know you better.
Likewise. And you know, doing this without an audience, I think is such a pleasure with you. And I'm not knocking the audience.
Let me tell you.
But there's something that happens.
Yes, I designed it this way. I don't mean to like pat myself on the back.
Pat away.
When I said I'm going to do a podcast, there have already been 3 billion of them. I said, I'm going to do it differently. I'm not going to have a microphone They all look like just talk shows to me. They
Right.
just moved the talk show to a different medium.
Right.
And I don't think it's any more intimate than a talk show. There's nothing wrong with a talk show. But this is different. And it's because we don't see the cameras.
Right.
We don't have the mics. And it's just us.
Yeah.
And there's no agenda. Even on the podcast, I see them with their cards.
I know.
It's just like we've done for years.
Right.
It's the 50s
Right.
on talk shows.
Right.
I have a blue card. I have these questions. You answer my questions. I pretend to laugh. That's not what we're doing here.
Not even close. Not even close.
I have something for you. It's
Oh.
the first one.
Oh.
We're starting to sell merchandise.
Okay.
And this is the Club Random. You get the bag.
That's amazing.
You get the T-shirt.
Oh my
Because,
God.
you know, who doesn't want to see Charlie Sheen with Bill Maher on his
I'm wearing
on his
that.
chest? Okay.
I'm wearing that tomorrow.
There's it's a hoodie.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this is like
Wow.
great.
This
You
is
know,
beautiful.
this is you know, some of your friends who are still on crack. I know they get the shivers sometimes. This is very good when
Well,
that
it
happens.
come in
then,
handy.
and then here's the thing, the cozy for your beer.
Yeah, amazing. Oh, look
Beer
at that.
cozy.
Yeah.
Because you sell beer. It's a very good beer. Wild AF. It's the only beer I ever drink. All right.
That's brilliant. That's
Thank
lovely.
you,
Thank you.
my friend.
Thank you.
You know, one more thing I have to tell you. That night we had dinner, and you paid the check,
Okay.
and you did it. You were like, you wanted to go. And Brooke was, by the way, really charming. I remember I'd only seen her in the press before that. I was like, I don't know what to think of this chick.
Right, right,
And
right.
then I see why he likes her.
Yeah.
She
yeah.
was. She was.
She had a
cool.
nice spirit. right?
Oh,
Yeah.
so much fun. Just fun.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
a fun girl.
Yeah.
And and you just were like, I think you were anxious to get out of there. Anyway, this is how long this long ago this is. This was like dinner for 6, and with tip, I remember you put down $600 bills,
Oh.
like right on the table. And ever since then, whenever I do it all the time, and I call sheening it,
Seriously.
like we're in a diner
That's-
or anywhere, and
that's-
I just want to get out of there, and I go, I'm just going to sheen it.
That's badass. Wow. I left
just
that
put the-
behind
I
for
just
you.
put the
wow.
money down. It's like,
wow.
Sheen it.
That
Pay,
is-
pay more than they want.
Sure.
Pay more than they're expecting.
Sure.
But just cash and then time
Wow.
for money.
Wow. That's amazing. Honored.
Right.
Honored.
You
Thank
too.
you, Bill.
All right.
This is lovely.
Oh, this is yours. This whole thing, this whole kit and caboodle. The security.
How are you?
Great to meet you,
You
Lara.
too. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
I love a guest who's on time. I love a
Oh,
guest
see?
who.
Look at us.
I
We're
love a-
early,
I love
Phil.
a guest who says yes.
Okay. Well, I heard you didn't like leather pants, and I'll be honest, I had a leather skirt on earlier, and
I know who told you that. I didn't. Okay. Cheryl Hines.
She sure.
Did you talk to her about it?
I
or
didn't
did
talk
you-
to her,
you
but
saw
I
it,
heard
or-
about it.
Okay.
So I just wanted to
No.
come correct, you know?
Well, no. First of all, it's not a blanket thing about leather pants.
okay.
We were just talking, I forget what we were talking about. I know what I meant or where it came from, which is like in a romantic relationship, it's just too thick.
Oh.
You know,
okay.
when you touch.
Well, nonetheless, I wore jeans, so I think we're good.
You look great.
Thank you.
You always look good.
We try.
Yeah.
You know, you do your best.
Can I get you something? And
I'm set right now. I feel
do you
like.
drink?
I mean, I've had a couple of drinks before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like, like my mother, right to the end, you know, 88 would always have the 5 o'clock.
Oh, I don't make
mean-
it a daily occurrence. I try to limit myself, but
Yeah.
you know.
No, in my parents' World War II generation, you know, the cocktail hour was, 5. They would.
Yeah. Did
as
they
long
drink
as-
Manhattans?
Manhattan was a popular drink at the time. My father drank what he would call a very dry martini, which is gin. A glass of
Great.
gin was called a very dry martini.
Yeah.
But that generation, if you drank like 5 minutes before 5 o'clock, you were an alcoholic. But
Soon as
5
5
o'clock,
hit.
I mean, they would just like, you'd see the salivation come down as they looked at the clock. As 5 o'clock, you could have.
But that was their way of dealing with things. I feel like
Oh,
that
yeah.
that generation, man, they went through a lot.
A lot.
You know, and I feel like today
Oh.
there few people appreciate that. We've kind of softened up a little bit. So maybe we
little.
should give them their drink.
Oh,
They
fuck yeah.
deserved it.
Oh, I mean, my parents both were in World War II. My mother was a nurse. My father was in Patton's
Wow.
army. You know.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's cool if you live through it.
I mean, it's see, I find that era so fascinating, and I find I can't learn enough about it. My grandfather served in the South Pacific. He was in the Navy, and he died when I was like a year old. But I always think how cool it would have been to hear directly from him his stories. And there's so few who are still alive from that generation that it's almost like totally done. But
now, yeah.
It really was the greatest generation.
Oh,
so cool.
yeah. Certainly the toughest.
Yeah.
But, you know, I talked to my mother about it, and she said, we were not tough until it was thrust upon us.
Well, yeah, they had no other choice.
Right. I mean, first they got hit with the Depression.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's when my parents were kids in the 30s, you know, and it's probably even tougher on kids. But, you know, I have my mother's old letters to her mother, who had to work out on Long Island. My mother was left in New York with the husband. I mean, my grandmother's husband, he was in a cab as soon as my mother was born. So she was like a single mother in the 20s, which was not the usual.
Yeah.
And I remember my grandmother telling me she was driving and men would yell at her. You know,
because she was driving?
Yes. Oh. They thought that was highly inappropriate. A woman driving.
Well, good for her for keeping on driving.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm about that. That sounds good.
And now Mohammed bin Salman is at the White House, and he's letting women drive. You see it?
Come, Bill. It's full circle. Do you understand what's happening? You know.
So were you at that dinner?
No, I was not. Where was I?
Are you usually at those dinners?
Not usually.
No?
No, I mean, my life is so crazy. Don't get me wrong. We always get the invite, but Eric and I are both incredibly busy. You know, we're working hard all the time on all of our own stuff. So to kind of drop everything and go there, you know, when we can do what we do, but not always. It doesn't always work out.
I sure dropped everything and went there when I got invited.
You did, but I heard that was a great dinner. I love this. I was looking at this earlier.
You know what that is, right?
I do know what that is.
Did you hear my report on that?
Tell me.
Oh, I have to send it to you. You should see what I said about it, because, you know, it made everybody crazy on the left.
I know.
And they still are. And, you know, it's so funny. This is a little surreal because, you know, Friday is our last show of the season. What are we, you know, it's right before Thanksgiving is when we always get our winter break. So, you know, the Thanksgiving show, I'm over there waiting for you to come, and I'm writing, you know, the end of the show, what we call our editorial there at the end. And, you know, at this time of year for this show, there's like, I've done the same topic, I feel like, every year, because I have to, because there's only one topic that's sort of appropriate, which is it's Thanksgiving. Be with your family. Don't cut off your family. Agreed. I know you do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Even when there's a lot of things we don't agree on, and there's certainly a lot of things your father-in-law does that I don't like, and he has let me know.
I'm sure he has.
Oh, yes. But, you know, but here's the difference. I'll tell you the difference. Mm-hmm. When I went there, I brought that is a page of 56 different, just the mind of a man who could come up with those many off the top of his head. I know, this is, of course, over many years.
Of course.
But still, it's just like, I couldn't come up with that many variations if I tried.
Very creative. He's very creative. Yeah.
No mojo, nervous, low-life dummy, so-called comedian, not a smart guy, better than Sominex, fired like a dog, dumbass. I mean,
is that your Donald Trump impression? Because I kind of like it.
It's not that good. But the fact that he signed it.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we went in, and, you know, he was nice right away. You know, this is what the left hated, that I would not lie and say that, you know, I said, a crazy person doesn't live in the White House. A person who plays a crazy person on TV sometimes, I think, lives in the White House. But, you know, and this is what many people have reported. But, like, we went after the Oval Office, and he showed me every inch of that White House, I must say.
Oh, he's very proud.
Very proud.
First of all, he's very proud to be in the White House. and he appreciates the history there and what it all means so much.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, he really does. For anyone who has any question whether or not he respects it and what he respects it so much, and he is still, for a guy who has Trump Tower, who has Mar-a-Lago, who has all of these amazing properties around the world, he is still awestruck by the White House.
You can tell.
Yeah.
Which is funny because when he first got there, the report, I don't know if it was true, maybe you know, was that he said it's a dump.
Oh my God, of course not.
Never said that?
No.
That certainly was in the press.
Well, you mean everything out in the press is
No, absolutely not. But I'm just saying that's he was like, and I thought, oh, well, you know what? The parts of the White House are small, not the part he showed me. I didn't realize that the living quarters section is such a big palace.
Beautiful.
But I had been in the other side, the working, and that is small.
It's smaller than
it's
you would
old.
think.
It's the rooms, and there was mice and like lots of. I thought, well, this guy's been, surrounded. He's always in luxury. I mean, now it looks like Saddam's palace for Christ's sake.
It's very gilded. It's very Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very gilded now.
He does love gold.
But can I tell you, I give you a lot of credit for going there because, and for, by the way, being honest about it, because I think that there's a lot of pressure on people, especially in your space and in the public eye, to immediately try to attack him. And for you to say yes to go to a dinner there, and for you to then say, you know what, he's not a total lunatic like everybody wants to report, and to put this up on the wall, I think it's great. I'm so happy you did that.
And never pulling a punch. Mike, the people, it's so funny. He texted me I think I'm telling tales out of school. I would not betray any private confidence I've had with him, but I don't think this is very personal. But he texted me a few weeks ago yelling at me for, because, I say to my critics on the left, couldn't you at least wait to see if I was seduced by this dinner? Because I never was. I went right back to doing my job, which is calling him out on the stuff where I think he is very wrong, and there's a long list of it. A lot of it is not basically the idea of addressing a problem, which I think he very often has good instincts to address this. It's how he's doing it. We can talk about that or not if you want. But and so I never stopped with that. So he's yelling at me about how, he said, I guess you forgot our dinner and you've been captured by the lunatic left. And I wrote back, always respectfully, how could I forget about our dinner? The people who hate me for it never let me forget it.
I'm sure they
One
didn't.
fucking day.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, so I could not have forgotten about it. But you know what? I'm not going to stop doing my job. And he gets it. At least for me, he does.
No, I think so.
It did not end. There was a bit of an exchange. It did not end nasty or I'm cutting you off. And the difference is, since that dinner, not one public thing there. And also, I'll tell you this, I've never said this publicly, but it's true. We went into the little merch room after the Oval Office, and he started yelling at me about the bit I did many years ago about the orangutan, because, he was, and I did not say sorry because it was a satire in response to his demanding Obama's birth certificate, which I thought was wrong and racist and not cool. He absolutely accepted that. And then I said, but you know what? I will also admit, not that one, but yes, have I taken some cheap shots? I have. And that's not necessary. And by the way, I'm kind of bored with it. You've been on the public stage here for 10 years more before he was run for president. And since then, no jokes about his weight, no jokes about his hair, his makeup, his nothing, Melania, nothing. I have enough on my plate with the policy. I don't have to go there. So I thought, this is how people bridge.
Yeah.
You make a little thing here, I make a little move this way. It doesn't hurt me, it doesn't hurt you. And I like it better. I like sticking to this. I'm not, I forget who I was telling this to, that my writers, they were giving all these jokes about something was going on with his hand. And I said,
the hand.
Save yourself. I'm 70. That could be my hand tomorrow.
It's true.
So
Absolutely.
I'm not making fun of physical deformities and that stuff.
Good for you.
It was fun for a minute, and but like, yeah, I don't need it. And if we can like do that on a bigger basis where people are talking and giving, somebody has to give a little somewhere.
Exactly. I agree.
Well, but your side doesn't either.
Well, I think our side has also been really beaten down in a lot of ways and unfairly represented and attacked in so many ways. And I think that I feel like we're kind of coming to a place where it's leveling a little bit. But I think that, for a lot of people in this country, they felt for a long time like they didn't have a voice and they couldn't get on top of anything if you were conservative. And so I kind of feel like things are kind of balancing a little bit. And you know what? I will say people doing what you've done helps that so much. It really does help it so much because I think we need to remember at the end of the day.
No one else is doing what I'm doing.
No, I agree with you.
That's the thing. Everybody else is in their fucking bubble.
We need it.
Yeah,
we need more of it.
We do.
Well, I'm here, Bill. I came here.
I appreciate
Hello.
it, and I always give the conservatives their props on that.
Yeah.
I say it almost every time a conservative is on the show or comes here.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm willing to sit down and talk to anybody.
Ask any conservative. Unfortunately, we can't ask Charlie Kirk, who was here.
That's right.
Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene was on real time, either here or on the show. Ask any of them. They will always, Ted Cruz, they will always say, we had a good time.
Yeah.
We had a good time. Now there are people who I wouldn't have here, like that little prick Nick Fuentes.
That is an unfortunate individual. And I hate that he gets associated so closely with the MAGA movement, with my father-in-law, with all of this stuff, because
they should denounce him more forcefully.
Well, I mean, maybe you're right, but he is certainly not the representative that I think any of us
in many ways
should be
I would hope
front.
The problem, one of the problems with your father-in-law is like, if anybody likes him, he has a real hard time not liking them.
That's true.
And that has led him to some bad things.
That may be true.
Which you know what? I'm not the only liberal who said there's enough to attack him for. The thing about fine people on both sides, I mean, even Sam Harris, another liberal, has made the case I've made, like, it's not the full statement.
Of course it's not.
Don't get him on that.
Oh, I'll go all day on that.
I know, no. And what that is just this thing of him, anybody who likes me, I can't quite denounce. But this Fuentes prick, like, Trump is not Hitler.
No.
I mean, Larry David said I had dinner with Hitler because it was such a bullshit thing.
Yeah.
Trump is not Hitler. This Fuentes kid, that's Hitler.
No, there's nothing I will say that I've heard come out of his mouth that I think I agree with, or many people who consider themselves MAGA. And quite frankly, the fact that he's got a Trump flag up behind him shouldn't say that, we agree with him. That's unfortunate. We need to get you a new lighter.
You know
what happened around here? We got anybody with a lighter? We need some help?
Someday somebody's going to explain.
Is this a sign you should stop smoking, Bill?
No, definitely not. Bite your tongue.
Oh my
I don't know. The Zippo lighters, they're so cool, and they never work. Unless I'm
this could be a Maher moment for you. Maybe we want to make Bill healthy again.
I had RFK there too.
See? What did he say about this smoking?
I don't know, but at one point he cried.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think we were talking about his father's. I mean, I wasn't trying to be Barbara Walters.
But maybe you are deep down. Little did you know.
Maybe I am.
Wow.
But no, he was. I mean, I like Bobby. It's another one where, can I go along with all of it? No, of course not. Because some of it's whack, but...
What do you not like that he's doing?
Well, I mean, I'm someone who, again, has been accused for many years, way before you people got on the scene, of being an anti-vaxxer.
Oh. Were you accused of that?
Before a lot of this shit came along, that was their main thing against me.
Really?
Yes, and I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I just said I would never get a flu shot because... First of all, the flu is always shifting.
That's correct.
So
you don't even know what strain is out
well,
there. No, neither do the people who manufacture the
you're getting
vaccine.
you're getting the strain from the last one.
Correct.
So it's not. And I remember I got a flu shot once and immediately got the flu.
I feel like everyone tells me that. My mom told me that. My mom was a nurse for forever, and she told me years ago. She was like, just don't get the flu shot anymore because every time I've ever gotten it, I get the flu immediately after it.
Also, I believe that I should have the right to choose. I shouldn't. The coercion that went on during COVID, I was not down with that.
Terrible.
Okay, so you can see why the left is very skeptical of me on that issue. I'm still not where RFK is, and where is he? I don't know, because he'll say one thing, and then I'm like, look, I'm reading it out of your book. You know, like, I said to him, you said, all vaccines. You're against all vaccines. He said, that's what you think? I said, well, yeah, you wrote it. You know what I mean? But he,
But he can have his opinion, and then there's public policy as well. And I think that for so many people who, like, look at the people who lost their jobs because they didn't get the COVID vaccine, all the problems it caused, right? There should be a space where we understand that you are not going to be forced into anything, and you can decide for yourself. And I think a lot of parents feel very strongly about that as well. But look, whether you're talking about like the root causes of autism or the fact that he's bringing transparency to a space like our food supply.
I agree.
Oh my God, what are we feeding our kids? What are we eating out there?
I've been much more supportive of him than most, certainly from the liberal side.
Yeah.
Because I am on the page and have been for a very long time of much more holistic medicine than Western medicine. I've been very critical of Western medicine. I remember having Howard Dean. Do you remember him?
Of course.
Okay, I remember having him on.
His shout that lost him the whole thing.
Was that the stupidest? Was that?
That's exactly where my mind went. That's what I remember.
That's like the moment. You're right.
That's the moment. Yeah.
But I remember arguing with him about the pharmaceutical food industrial complex in this country and why we're really sick. And so I've been on Bobby's page.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I like it too.
So what are you doing? What do you do in your life?
But he's also said things that I think are just crazy. I mean, he just goes to crazy places. I don't think your father-in-law agrees with him on everything.
Well, he doesn't agree with anybody on everything.
Yeah,
no two people think exactly alike.
Right.
Yeah, I think that it's such a unique moment though, where we are actually seeing people who have the only skin they have in the game is for the American people. I really feel like whether you're talking about Bobby Kennedy, whether you're talking about Donald Trump, they want transparency in a lot of these places where it feels like for a long time, no one did. The pharmaceutical industry and all of these people giving money and kickbacks and this, that, and the other to essentially keep us sick instead of getting us more healthy.
I'm sorry, but I can't let this
Go ahead.
conversation.
Go ahead. Go do it.
Oh, I'm going.
Tell me. What do you want to ask
I'm going
me?
to.
Yeah.
Always with respect. But to be talking about always American people and I mean, the Trump family has gotten really rich this first year in the White House.
And why is that?
Well, a lot of people would say because they're doing things that people are not supposed to be in government, who are in government doing, like starting a crypto company where people can funnel money and we don't know how it comes. I mean, it does look a lot like influence peddling. It really does. And their net worth has gone up a lot.
You want to know why my family got into cryptocurrency? It was because we were debanked. Because whenever you take the ability away from people to utilize a bank in the way that has been done in perpetuity for...
No bank would take your money?
Well, look at what they did to the Trump organization. Look what they did to my father-in-law. My husband, Eric, runs the Trump organization. And pretty much overnight, he had banks say, you know what, we are unfortunately not going to be able to do business with you anymore. These are banks that had been, with the company for decades. You are talking about thousands of employees who need a paycheck. You're talking about utilities. You're talking about buildings. Like the whole scope of things comes out of a bank. And all of a sudden, overnight, you have to transfer all of that. Eric and I, when we got our house in Florida, we're basically told, yeah, we approved your mortgage. Oh, wait, we changed our mind. We're not gonna give you a mortgage. The things that happened to us.
This is recently?
This is in 2021. The things that happened to our family were really outrageous. And actually, it's
You couldn't get a mortgage in 2021?
Well, we had a mortgage, and then all of a sudden it was denied. Yeah.
In Florida?
We were buying a house in Florida, but it was a big bank. If you read my husband's book, Under Siege, this is one of the reasons he wrote this book. But it was moment after moment like that, and we had a lot of friends who were starting to invest in the crypto space. Cryptocurrency is something that a lot of people like because you can't be debanked, because the government doesn't have any ability to say, you know what, we're not going to allow you to get your money out. It is basically autonomy for your money. And so my husband started really investigating and getting into the crypto space, and that's why our family got into it. It has absolutely nothing to do, and what person in government in our family has enriched themselves based off of this. The only people who are doing it are my husband and my brother.
Haven't they made millions on crypto coins?
They've made a lot of money for themselves, but my father-in-law has introduced a couple coins, but that's, I don't know the specifics on coins. I can tell you the company that my husband and brother-in-law are involved in has absolutely nothing to do with the federal government at all.
I mean,
but I'm sure love to say that, Bill.
I'm not, well, and do reports on it. I mean, 60 Minutes did it last week. About a pardon that was given to the Binance. Is that the guy, the Chinese gentleman? You must have seen this story.
Yeah.
Okay. It does look, excuse me, like this administration more than any. Look, none of them are perfect. And
more than any?
Wait, I haven't said of what yet. More than any. In this regard, not that other administrations don't have their soft spot for people who are loyal to them. They are. This, more than any I've ever seen, and I've been covering this quite a long time, looks like you get one treatment if you're a friend of the president and one treatment if you don't. I mean, to go after someone for checking the wrong box on the mortgage application, I'm sure that there are people who are Republicans, good Republicans, who have, if you went through their mortgage applications for the last 40 years, you would find a lot of them who checked the wrong box, the one that said, oh, you know what, I have two houses and I listed them both as a primary residence, which like everybody does, but they don't go after those people. You see what I'm saying?
Who are you referring to in this one?
Well, he's going after two people now. We just found out this week, and I don't even like this guy, Congressman Eric Swalwell. Had him on the show. I thought, wow, this guy is just way too hungry. Thirsty, I think the kids call
thirsty.
it.
The kids do say thirsty.
He's thirsty and just too left for me, like California. And so, did I cry crocodile tears? No. But like he and Letitia James, I think, in New York. I mean, we're talking about checking the wrong box on a. If you're going to do that, let's go through everybody's mortgage, because I think you'll find some people on your side who might have done that.
I can promise you this. Our family has been scrutinized, attacked under a microscope. I would probably argue more than any family.
Well, of course, because your father-in-law is the president.
Yeah,
twice.
But it's not just that he's the president; it's that he's Donald Trump as the president. I mean, they've gone after all of us in such
go after everybody
an aggressive way.
They didn't go after Obama and Clinton in an aggressive way.
Not like this, Bill.
Oh, please.
Really? When did you see
Clinton?
Obama and Clinton's residences, personal private property, raided by the FBI? When did they have indictments against them to put them in jail for the rest of their life that everybody can agree were a little outrageous, Bill? Like, really?
I agree on the don't go into somebody's bathroom, but also you shouldn't probably keeping files in your bathroom. But yes, that was over the top.
It was a little over the top.
Over the top.
Yeah.
But if you're asking why they didn't go after Obama and Clinton for certain things, because Clinton and Obama never got on the phone and said, I need you to find me 11,000 votes. That is as close to a smoking gun as I can imagine for something that I would say, wait a second, I do agree we should give presidents broad latitude. We don't want to become those South American countries where you're just always putting the last guy in jail. I agree. But that one, come on. You just can't do that. You just can't call up a state after an election's over and say, look, you got to find me. You can't find votes. We vote we tabulate them up, we count them, and then
Well, no one knows this better than I do because I was the co-chair of the RNC and I worked really hard on election integrity last year, Bill. I'll say that. What did you think of Tulsi Gabbard's report that came out about what Obama did, though, after the 2016 election?
What did he do?
When?
Oh, I know. He investigated.
He essentially made sure that Donald Trump was not only spied on, but also encouraged the Russia collusion hoax, which is written in textbooks around this country that the reason that Donald Trump won the 2016 election was because Russia helped him win. Russia colluded with the Trump campaign. Do you know the saddest part of all of that to me, having worked as hard as we all did in that election and campaign? None of us knew anything about politics. We came in very green, very naive. There were so many staffers, people who really just believed in the cause, who were so hurt, had their lives destroyed because they had to lawyer up. They had to protect themselves and fight back and defend themselves from something that never even happened. And those are real problems as well. And unfortunately, there really hasn't been any sort of accountability for any of that, but it really tore our country apart. It really put a stain on so much of the first, administration.
Yes, but again, it's not like there wasn't smoke there that would make people think maybe we should investigate if there's a fire. I mean, I think it was your own husband who at one point said, we get most of our financing from Russia. It was either him or Don Jr. said that. It's a quote from them. It's
from the company?
No.
For the company or for the campaign?
This is before. This is like back, they said this back like in the early part of the century.
Okay.
You never were familiar with that? We get most of our financing from Russia.
So when you're talking about a company, but what happened during the campaign that made you think that there was some sort of collusion with Russia?
He said publicly, Russia, if you're listening, I mean, he said it out loud. I heard it. And then Russia did something the next day. They hacked the emails the next day. I mean, it was, certainly, you're right, it divided this country in a way that we're never going to recover from.
I mean, we were afraid to hang out with people we knew who were Russian because we were like, God, did we collude with Russia? We didn't even know it.
Because he said at one of his first press conferences, like, I don't know anybody from Russia. And then there's like, you knew everybody from Russia. We've never had any meetings. Turned out everybody had meetings with Russians. Everybody had meetings with Russians.
But it also turned out that Hillary Clinton, in an email, also was very happy to have the FBI just kind of sprinkle some crumbs out to make it look like that Donald Trump and the Trump campaign colluded with Russia. That's also a problem.
Well, that's politics. Of course, you're going to take, if a guy actually says out loud, Russia, if you're listening, please help me, then you're going to use that in the campaign. I don't think that's should be a big surprise.
Tens of millions of dollars in the Mueller report later, and we know that Donald Trump and our campaign did not collude with Russia. Yet that was
that's not exactly what the Mueller report said. They did not say that word, but he didn't. Mueller went out of his way to say, I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm just saying I can't prove it, and I wouldn't take this case forward. And that's a lot because Mueller was sort of like, they picked like the kind of over-the-hill guy who had lost his fastball there.
That could be true. But I can tell you with 100% certainty, Bill, there was zero collusion with Russia. We worked our asses off on that campaign. Yeah. And when I tell you,
both things could be true. You could have worked your asses off, and there could have been.
Listen.
Right, but Putin said he wanted.
Oh my God.
He did. He said he wanted him to win. They asked him.
So that doesn't mean we colluded with him.
No.
A lot of people say
that doesn't mean you all met in a room and twirled your mustaches and flipped your black cape. It just means that some people know they have common interests. I mean, we do know that there were lots of Russians who were purposely putting stuff on the internet that weren't directly pro-Trump always. They were just designed to like foment anger in America. They were just things to get people fighting because they knew that the more we had this impression that things were falling apart, it was probably going to be better for the insurgent candidate.
Well, by the way, you know who else does that is China. They love to tear this country apart. They love to see us at each other's throats, just in general, but that's to enrich themselves. That's to benefit China so they can usurp us as the power of the world.
One thing we totally agree on is I love America.
Amen.
That's my team.
That's my team too.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And I don't give any quarter to the leftists who just constantly downgrade America. It's another reason why they hate me. I mean, this is what I said to him your father-in-law in the text. It's like, you know, if I'm so captured by the lunatic left, why did they hate me too?
God, does everyone hate you, Bill?
Everyone is not fair. Yes, exactly.
You're all right.
That's how you know you're doing the right thing.
Maybe that's true. Maybe
when
that's
when
true.
they both have an issue with you.
Yeah.
That's also why the people who like me a lot.
Yeah.
From both sides. And the people in the middle who just have had enough of people in their bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I find it very frustrating that I cannot get the full story anywhere in the old media. It's very, I mean, I
know.
love the new Free Press.
Mm-hmm.
My girl, Barry Weiss, has started that. And now
Yeah.
she runs CBS.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're seeing a change there that's
I think
more
that's very
fair.
positive.
I mean, I've been very tough on the media and
Do you
their,
like
their
the,
biases, and I cry no tears. We're losing NPR and PBS.
Yeah, don't cry any tears over that.
I don't.
No, I think that's probably better.
I
for all of us.
don't.
Do
I
you
don't
like
know
the
why you need the
independent?
Kennedy Center.
Do you like the independent journalists in the press room?
What does that mean?
That means
Oh, in your press room.
Yeah, in the White House press room.
Well-
Not mine, but you know.
Well,
Maybe one day, Bill, we'll all keep the Trump train running. Everyone would like that.
well, I know you were a very serious
Yeah.
You could have run for governor
Well, I
in
could have
North
run
Carolina,
Senate.
right?
Senate. I was considering to run for Senate in North Carolina in
Or
22.
Florida, right? Marco
And then
Rubio's seat?
Marco Rubio's seat.
So why
yeah.
did you deter?
I got to be honest, it was one of the hardest decisions of my life. And it's funny because my father-in-law told me after I decided, our family ultimately moved to Florida instead of North Carolina. We made our home base Florida instead of New York in 2021 when I told you about the mortgage situation. And it was just a better fit for us. So, you know, we weren't going to live in North Carolina. And I said, this is not the time for that. And then Marco's seat came up, and I took it very seriously. I had many conversations with him, and he was incredibly generous with his time and to explain everything to me and encourage me. And my father-in-law is the one who said to me, he was like, you know, you're the only person who could have walked into a Senate seat and the only person to turn it down. And I was like, oh, well, maybe there'll be another chance. Honey, there'll never be another chance. That's it, you're done. And then Marco Rubio's seat came up, and I was like, a lot of people were really, you know, heavily pushing me in that direction. And God, I mean, it would have been amazing. And I've never had a harder decision than that. Or, you know, at the same time, I was in talks with Fox to have a show there. And I ultimately decided because my kids are so young.
Yeah.
They were at the time 5 and 7. They're now 6 and 8. And, you know, they still want to hang out with me.
Yeah.
And you don't get all that much time with your kids. I think
No.
they say that 80% of the time you spend with your children is up until they're like 16. And then after that, it's basically, that's the 20% is like after that and beyond. So they're still at an age where they want to be around me. I think, you know, there's no more important role I'll ever have than that of mom. And so I ultimately decided because of my kids that this wasn't the time for it.
Well, also, you know, apropos of our discussion of a few minutes ago, no matter who you are, if you run, you are volunteering to go through
100%.
a gauntlet on both sides. They do it on both sides.
Oh, look. Ooh, I got a Donald Trump impression. I like that. That's great. No, you're right.
They do.
You're right.
And you are just I mean, you saw what Michelle Obama said this week?
Yeah. I don't totally agree with that. I think America's
I
ready for a
completely
woman to be
disagree with it.
president. Yeah.
She's, if people don't know, and we're going to talk about it on my show Friday, I think, I mean, she said, you know, don't even ask me to run for president because we're not ready for it. And we proved that, and the country needs to grow up. And that is not my take on this. My take on this is, well, first of all, it's not a scientific fact that the two women who the Democrats ran lost because they're women, which is exactly what the premise of your comment is. We ran women and they didn't win. Well, first of all, Hillary did win the popular vote.
Oh, she did, but she didn't become president. Hillary Clinton.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. He pulled an inside straight, and you can't. He's the luckiest motherfucker alive. Okay, but he won fair and square. That's our system. But this idea that, you know, we just a priori say, well, they were women, they didn't win, so we're not ready for a woman. I mean, I remember, excuse me, when a lot of people said we weren't ready for a black president, and somebody, I can't remember who it was, maybe Michelle could help me
Name's
with that.
escaping me.
But
Maybe Michelle Obama knows
yeah, maybe
who it
she
was.
knows. Could, you know, a guy said, that's what people say, and I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to be the guy that America does say, oh, yeah. So I do think there could be a woman president.
100%.
Yes, I do.
And I actually, as a woman, I hate the idea that anything is centered around being a woman. What I would love is for a woman to run for president and literally, Bill, never talk about the fact that she's a woman. Because guess what? Who cares?
Well,
you either have ideas and policies that matter and that are going to be effective, and you prove that you're a good leader, and people are going to vote for you. But to say the problem, I think.
Well, that's a nice theory in fairyland, but in reality, people are tribal, and they certainly. I mean, look, Michelle Obama was not right to say that, but it's also true that I'm not going to name names, but there are certain cultures, shall we say, that are still quite macho, shall we say?
That may, you can.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
So, I mean, you know, the dude who's visiting the White House this week, I mean, the women there are not, we would not call them in our society equal citizens.
I also
Their view of women is quite different. And
correct. The good news is we live in America.
Yes, we do. But not everyone who does live in America. There are still a lot of knuckle draggers.
That's true.
Who, and I'm not just talking about the MAGA white people crowd, wink, wink. There's lots of, when it comes to macho and not thinking women should be president, and I mean, there's lots of cultures. I'm not naming names.
I agree with you.
But they run the gamut, shall we say.
But I still don't think that it is, I think we are at a time in our country where people.
We have to correct in America is people should not have to feel bad about living in any part of the country where their politics isn't the majority. And that works both ways.
I agree.
Like, you didn't feel comfortable there, and that's wrong. And look, I never stop ragging on liberals and woke people, not liberals. I'm a liberal. These people are different. For just being fucking snobs. This is the I won't eat with you at Thanksgiving people. This is the no contact thing. But, you know, lots of liberals wouldn't be comfortable at a NASCAR rally either. I mean, there are places where, you know, but I will say, and this is something I'm going to say Friday night, the liberals are worse about this. I will admit it, and we have to look in the mirror on that one. We are just worse at the snobby thing, at the, I don't know any conservatives who don't at least talk.
Right.
You know? Now, maybe that's because you won. Maybe that's because it's easy.
There was a time where we didn't.
And you still came. It's true.
Yes, there was a time we didn't.
They're happy warriors. I remember that term when I was a kid. Like, that was somebody who was like, and that's what Republicans usually are. They're happy warriors. They come there. And you see, I don't pull my punches. They take their shots like a man.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you ever see Dean Phillips talk about going to a Trump rally?
Dean Phillips. You mean the guy who challenged Obama?
Dean Phillips is the guy who tried to primary Joe Biden.
Challenge Obama? Yeah, right.
He wanted to run in this past election.
He runs my pot store now.
Oh, fantastic.
Can you believe that?
I love that.
Small world.
So
huh?
he was trying to run, you know, as a Democrat for president in 2024.
Yeah.
And he was out doing some sort of campaign stop. And he says right across the street, there was a Trump rally. He was like, you know what? I'm just going to go over and check this out. And he went over and he said, you know what? It was very different than I anticipated. I told people who I was. I told people I was a Democrat. And people were like, well, come on in and check it out. And he said it was actually so different than anticipated because it's advertised as some sort of a good old boys, an angry group of people who, you don't come in here. No, we don't like your kind. That's not at all what it is. No. And I think you're right. I think generally speaking, I think conservatives try to be more open and, you know, just generally more open, which is kind of sad.
I heard they were serving escargot at that rally.
Is that right? I don't think so.
No, not that far.
Not that one.
Not that far.
No.
But still, yeah. No, I mean, again, it's a lot easier to be magnanimous when you control everything.
Well, Well, but can I ask you, what do you think we do to get the people who are the no contact people?
Great question.
Back?
That's it.
Because to me, it almost should be that we have to have someone in a leadership position to kind of start directing this.
Here's what?
My husband was just calling me.
Oh.
It's all right.
It's okay.
I'll call him back.
It's not the Secret Service, is it?
We're fine.
Okay.
I'll call him back. Eric Trobe, I'll call you back.
You have to go?
No, I'm good.
Okay, you're good.
I'm
okay.
good. But
I'm enjoying it. I would love to.
I would love to hear what you think should happen.
And I got a great answer for you.
Yeah.
Don't do things like call a woman piggy.
Do we know that happened?
I saw it on tape.
Or did he say McGee? Here's also, by the way, but Donald Trump is an equal opportunity offender. He also said that he gave Netanyahu a lot of crap whenever he thought that he wasn't doing things right. He said he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
What does that have to do with piggy?
I'm just saying in general. He also, how about Joe Biden called somebody a pony-faced dog soldier or whatever, dog-faced pony soldier, whatever he said. Well, it goes both ways.
I'm just saying, on a personal level.
Yeah.
Here I am.
But what does that have to do with
working
these
on
people?
this editorial for Friday, all about how it's mostly liberals
and then
who have to like get over yourselves, eat with your family, even the ones who are Trump voters. Okay.
Even the Trump voters.
Even the Trump voters.
Yeah.
It just makes my job more difficult when during this week he says to a woman, piggy. I mean, even you must admit, this is just not cool, not necessary. And look, I'm still going to do it, and I'm going to say yes, because you know what adults do? Adults understand that people are going to do certain things that we really hate. And you think you're a better person than me because you hate him more for calling the woman piggy. I hate it too, okay? But I'm an adult, and I understand people have their flaws, and he's the president of the United States. You can't not talk to him. There are certain people you just have to talk to. Your spouse, after you have a bad fight.
Yeah.
Who hasn't? I have never been married, but I've been in serious relationships. I know the feeling after a really bad fight where you're like, I just don't want to talk to you, but you don't.
Yeah.
And your boss who you hate, and your relatives at Thanksgiving, and the President of the United States. There are people you just have to talk to, and not talking and going no contact doesn't make you a purist. It makes you a brat.
I agree with that.
Even when he says piggy. But does he have to do that? Can't you get in there and say something?
Oh my God, Bill, let me tell you something. I know this will be just a crazy thing to say, but Donald Trump is not perfect. I know. Oh my God. He's not perfect, but he does a lot of things that I think are great. And I think that overall, you got to take some of the good with the bad.
I mean, we're kind of saying the same thing.
Yes, you got to take the good with the bad.
Well, you certainly can't just cut people off. I mean, Biden tried to cut off the guy who was at the White House now. And what happened? 1 year later, fist bump. Because you can't cut off Saudi Arabia either. I understand why he wanted to cut him off, because that guy cut off a guy's head. Yeah. So it was like, you know what, that's not cool. We're not going to talk to you. Except, oh, wait, you have the oil, and you're the counterweight to Iran. Mm-hmm. We have to talk to you. You have to talk to people.
Absolutely.
I know it would be great to be able to live in your bubble. And, you know, that's one of our society's big problems, too, is that people are too isolated on their phones.
Oh, my God, I freaking hate
your kids have phones yet?
Absolutely not. And can I tell you something amazing that happened? My kids are little. They're 6 and 8. Hell no,
6 and 8-year-olds have phones.
Not mine. And I'll tell you what else
they do here.
Well, I think it's nuts. I hate these things in so many different ways, and I think they're horrible. They're a necessity this day and age. I get it. But Eric and I, we had like one iPad in our house, and we would let our kids, if they got their homework done, we're done with sports at the end of the day, all the things, we get 15 minutes on the iPad a day. And about 2.5 or 3 months ago now, our son got in trouble, and we were like, guess what? You both lost the iPad, and we're taking it away for 2 weeks. And we noticed in those 2 weeks that there was like a very positive change in both of our kids. And so Eric and I were like, we're just never giving the iPad back.
Great.
Do you know what my kids do? They read books. I swear to you,
That's awesome.
It is the craziest thing. I mean, Florida, it lends itself, and I'm sure California is the same way, to a lifestyle that is very outdoor based. And my kids are always moving and always doing things. But when they get free time, when I flew with them, you know, we went to New York last weekend, that's what they did. They brought a book.
When they get old enough, they should read the book I had out last year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do tell.
You'd like it too.
Would I?
Yeah. I mean, you'd especially like half of it.
Okay.
But it's fair and it's funny.
All right.
And you know, you would. I'll give it to you before we leave.
I love it.
Yeah, because you know, kids. I think they want to be challenged more than they are.
100%.
I mean, it's not just it's easy to blame the technology, and that certainly plays a big part. But it's also just the attitude of parents. I mean, my parents just didn't do it this way. I mean, I had Scott Galloway on last week, who is the guy who more than anybody has been identifying that the people in crisis the most, not that women aren't suffering too, but are men and boys
Absolutely.
are totally in crisis. And one reason is because they're isolated, you know, and, you know, that comes as much from the technology, I think, as from parents just indulging them too much and
I agree.
pussifying the kids. I mean, I was a free-range child.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to talk about in my act how, like, I would come home from school at 3 o'clock. I would fly up to my room, get into my play clothes, fly out the door, and my mother never once said, "Where are you going?"
Yeah.
Because I would be like, "Where am I going? What the fuck is it to you?"
Going out to play. I'm in the play clothes.
I'll do whatever I do between 3 and 6, and you do whatever you do.
What were you
between...
doing?
I was playing. I was going
You were out and about.
I was going near the creek.
See, but that's what kids are supposed to do.
I was playing soldier. I was collecting acorns.
Yes.
I was throwing acorns.
I love that. I would love for more kids to get back to that. And that's something else that my kids do. Eric and I also never let them, when we would go out to dinner, have any sort of a phone. Like, and they'd ask us, "Can we have your phones?" Because you go to a restaurant today, look around at all the parents who have their kids on these phones.
Ugh.
Let me tell you, yes, it takes a lot more effort to be a parent than to hand them this thing. Be a parent and tell your kid no. And you know what my kids do? They'll bring a football and they'll go out behind the restaurant and they'll throw the football around, or they'll draw, or they'll play something. They do make-believe in the corner. They figure out stuff to do because that's what kids do. It's actually horrifying to me to think about what this upcoming generation of kids is going to be like, because the studies show you that their brain is damaged in so many different ways from what they're watching, from the dopamine and all the receptors in their mind flooding them whenever they watch these videos on YouTube and do all this crap on these phones. It's terrible for them.
I told this story once on my show, and it's the kind of thing that has made the woke hate me and your side like me, because I just keep it real about this shit. I keep it real about this shit, but it's a true story.
Okay.
I was in a parking lot, like, you know, like at Whole Foods or something, and there was this, I just saw this. I was parked catty corner to where this was happening, and this mother was being yelled at by her, like, 4-year-old, was just screaming at the mother, and the mother was apologizing to the kid. And the guy, you know, and I'm watching this, and the guy is watching this, and, you know, the car that they were in front of had a Hillary bumper sticker on it. And he looked at me and he went, "That's why I can't vote for these people." And I was like, I was like, you know, politics is not all about policy. It's about, people are not that hip to the actual minutiae of policy very often.
That's true.
It's just like, it's a feeling.
Yeah.
And the feeling was, I mean, it just encapsulated a lot to me why the Democrats keep losing to a guy who, as you say, is not exactly perfect.
It's not perfect all the time.
No.
Not all the time.
And just like, I can't let these type of, I know exactly what he meant.
Yeah.
All of it, all of this anti-common sense.
That's a problem.
I never met an idea that was counterintuitive, that I didn't love.
Yeah.
You know.
There you go.
Here, this doesn't really make sense. What do you think of it?
Yeah, let's put this as our platform.
Hamas is the good guys.
There you go. Who wouldn't want to
Men
vote
can
for
have
that?
babies. Let's
totally.
do it.
Yes, let's be for criminals. Let's do it.
Well, that's more complicated.
Well, let's be for criminals,
By the way,
Bill.
that's one of the reasons the natives are restless on your side, even your people, because they voted for let's get the criminals out of the country, and what they got was no, let's find people who've been working here for 10 years and go to Home Depot and get them. We don't like that.
So what I'll say.
If I don't get invited back, you tell them. People don't like that. Even
I think you'd be invited back.
I hope so. I would go back in a minute.
Well, I think you'll get the invite back.
My point tomorrow, Friday night, is that we need more people like me.
Yes, I agree.
And the thing is, he would do it. It's they who won't do it.
That's right.
He likes conversation.
Yes.
He was glad, I think, that night to have someone who wasn't just an ass kisser.
Listen, Donald Trump asks opinions of everyone around him.
Right.
And he's always listening. He's always open to whatever people have to say. But to go back to what you just said there, I hear it, and there's nothing that feels good about seeing people who had good intentions, generally speaking, leaving our country in this manner. However, we either have rules or we don't. We either have laws or we don't. And I think what the goal has been of this administration, and they've said it too, is that they are targeting the worst of the worst. They are targeting the gang members, the criminals, the drug dealers, the human traffickers, which, by the way, 300,000 children went missing under Joe Biden's tenure as president coming over that southern border. Do you know this administration and the ICE agents out there have found 25,000 of these kids and had most of them reunited with their families. There is good coming out of this, but you have been, people who think that there's some easy fix to this are wrong. And it's very unfortunate. We should have had the laws enforced. You can't just come here illegally. And whenever they're doing these raids and they're getting the bad guys, sometimes, yes, there are other people who are collateral damage. And I'm not saying they're bad people, but they did break the law to come here. And unfortunately, we either have rules or we don't.
Yeah, that's not the way to handle it. I mean,
that's
okay.
Unfortunately.
I mean,
it's the nature of the beast, though. Joe Biden let tens of millions of people come over the border illegally, and somebody has to be the bad guy and get them out.
And no one is defending that.
Yeah.
But once it happened, once it was a fait accompli, especially people who've been here for a long time, and again, even people on your side don't love this tackling people at their workplaces. And the idea that Americans would take these jobs, first of all, that's not true. So it's going to hurt the economy. But also, you could just say, and look, even Bernie Sanders and Pritzker in Illinois have given Trump credit for, Bernie said, look, he did it. He closed the border. We always said it needed congressional approval, and it didn't. It can be done. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Obama deported a lot of people,
too.
Did. He just didn't do it by being an asshole, by being a thug, by being masked, by tackling people, by being cruel in a way that not sending them to other countries to like basically consign them to this kind of hell of the worst kind of prisons in the world. Yes, maybe you shouldn't be in this country if you don't belong in this country legally, but you also shouldn't get that as the punishment. Well, so it just went, it's like everything goes too far. Doge went too far.
Doge go too far? You didn't like Doge? You didn't like cutting the fat off the federal government? What did you like about Doge?
I do like cutting the fat off the federal, but not the way they did it. Just by, come on, man.
Here we go.
I mean, there were people who died who did not have to. They were getting aid. They just cut it off like immediately. They let food rot rather than have it go out to people because that was, I mean, it was just so unnecessary and it was so unthoughtful. You could have like done a very careful study as soon as you got into office. It took months. It would take months. It is the federal government. And
a long time.
And found out where the fat was, which has been done by other administrations, and then went about cutting that no, that's not what they did. I've got a chainsaw. I've got a sledgehammer. Let's just break shit.
Well, sometimes I will say this. You're never going to please everybody, and you're never going to do something where everybody says, this is fantastic. Because that's the nature of all of it, right? However, this is a president who does look at things differently. And you can criticize things like that, but you also have to acknowledge so much of the good, I think, that has been done by him as well. the fact that he was criticized initially over the
the
tariffs.
Middle East.
Okay, well, wait. The tariffs, everybody said.
And I gave him
this is
endless credit for that.
Okay, so the tariffs not only have brought in almost $200 billion of money into our country, but I think it's around 195 million. But they have also been leveraged in order to get trade agreements.
People too.
But
That's why he's giving out a $2,000 tariff check, which they said will cost the
we
budget.
have 8 wars around the world that have been settled, and whether we're talking about India or Pakistan, we're talking about Cambodia and Thailand. They say the reason that we decided to settle these skirmishes and these conflicts was because of the tariffs.
Yes,
and we
I
have
understand.
trade agreements because of the tariffs.
I talked about that on my show
And
recently.
so you have to acknowledge that he has been able to do some miraculous things because the way he goes about things and because his mind works very differently, I think, than anyone else we've ever had as president. There's no doubt about it.
I would. There is truth to that. There's also truth that I said this. Tariffs work as a cudgel. He has used them as a cudgel.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's also using them illegally. It's very plain that Congress is who gets to decide about tariffs. It is a tax, okay? So he is taking a power.
The Supreme Court is going to decide on that.
Yes, they are. And I don't think they're going to decide your way.
Interesting.
I don't. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see. I don't know. Could go either way. We'll see what happens.
I always love when he says that. I mean, he does say things all the time, which, like, sometimes unintentionally, but like this guy is not boring.
No, my God, he's the
okay,
greatest.
but
it's so fun. I think it's so fun. I love it. I'm just happy to be alive right now. Forget my proximity to Donald Trump.
You're not in a prison in El Salvador, so it's
well,
not
I
fun.
also didn't break the law and bring drugs and human trafficking.
And you wouldn't have just.
No.
Okay, most of the people they have rounded up did not have criminal records.
Most?
Even, yes.
No, 80% of the people that they have rounded up and deported have had criminal records. I would see 70 to 80%.
You want to bet?
Sure. What are we betting?
What's super valuable to you?
Oh my God. Well, everything. My health, my wellness. You want to go for a run? You want to bet a run on it?
Yeah, you're a big wellness. Me too.
I sure am. Are you?
Well, I'm 70.
What are you doing to work out, Bill?
I don't like
you look good.
like decrepit, do I?
You walked in here pretty steadily. Yeah, I feel good about where you're going with that.
Oh boy, the bar's low there.
Oh my God, look, my earrings falling off, Bill.
Steadily? Oh no, we're taking our hoops off?
No, hoops are always staying on.
No, don't think it's that, people. We're not. Where the hoops come off, that's when, Lauren Boebert's going to be here in a minute throwing lumps.
Oh my God, there we go. He's back. We got him back, folks. I'm just trying to get this earring in. I got it. Okay. No, I did it. God.
No, why did I make that fall out? I apologize.
I don't know. I think you did.
I'm a bad man, Laura.
No, I don't think so.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're all right.
I'm all right.
No matter what they say, I think you're all right.
Exactly. That's my motto.
I've been pleasantly surprised.
I assumed you knew, or else you wouldn't have come.
No, I knew.
Yeah.
You seem. Can I tell you? I would have come. Regardless, because I'm always happy to converse with people. But you've been very reasonable, I think, about a lot of things.
I am extremely reasonable.
I think so.
Even when we argue, I'm right about a lot what stuff. I know you can't say it because you're going to run for governor and president, and that's cool. By the way, you're very good at what you are undoubtedly destined for. I mean, when the kids grow up or something, you're right. This is the wrong time. Everything in life is timing, right?
It's so important.
It's everything.
Look at Donald Trump. He toyed with running for president since what, like 2000?
Even before that.
He was asked about it
even
before
in
that.
the 80s.
Yeah. Oprah asked him very famously, would you ever consider running for president? And he said, only if things got so bad that I felt the country needed me and I had no other choice. You
know how long Donald Trump has been famous? Let me tell you something. I did a movie back when, like in the 80s, when I was first out in Hollywood and I was a young comedian doing The Tonight Show. Never stopped being a comedian, but, you always wanted to get on a sitcom, which I did, and I was doing, like, movies, like, we have some of the stupid posters, and I guess we don't have any here that you can see, but, dumb movies I did, like DC Cab, and I did a movie in 1990 called Pizza Man. And it had all these lookalikes from the era, and the ending was Donald Trump.
Donald Trump in it?
No, a lookalike.
Oh.
But I'm just saying he was so famous. This is 1990.
Yeah.
Then in 1990, 8, I did a pilot for Fox. I was, as a producer, my friend Jimmy and I, we invented reality television, but we fucked it up. And so somebody else got to it first, but we invented this show where it was a scene, but you got like regular people to be the guest stars in the scene, working with famous actors.
Okay.
And one of the sketches was right after Titanic came out, and it was about the building was sinking. A building was sinking.
And people are just in there and they have to deal with it?
And the owner of the
We
building...
could still make this happen.
In the sketch, the owner of the building was Donald Dump.
Oh, wow.
That's how long he's been famous.
Yeah.
Sued me in 2013. That's all.
You got in on the front end, Bill. You know what I mean? Like, that's great.
I'm just saying he's been famous for a long time.
He sure has.
And then the Apprentice era.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Which is why it was really wild when I came into a family like this. And I came from a very normal background, by the way. I grew up in a middle-class family in North Carolina, and all of this has been very interesting to be a part of. So it's been a ride. And I honestly mean this, my proximity to my father-in-law is one thing, but even if I were not part of this family and as close to him and all of it as I am, it's just such a fascinating time to be alive. You know, all of it. I think it's amazing.
Which is another reason why the left hates me.
See?
Because, you know, they're on the page of America cringe, Hamas awesome.
It's wild.
And like, I am not there. That's the one thing that like I am 100% full on is the Mideast thing.
Yeah.
Like, just first of all, just backing Israel. Like, let's not pretend that all cultures, although they're different, they're the same. No, Israel is our culture. We value life. We give women full rights, stuff like that. We're going to go with the culture that we recognize and we think is the right one. You do you.
Yeah.
And then just the way he supported Israel's solving of the problem that they were slowly being surrounded by proxies of Iran. Mm-hmm. And just like Michael Corleone in the last reel of The Godfather, he took out all the enemies. They've settled all family business. Hezbollah and Hamas and the Houthis and then Iran itself. We're going to do this. So, I mean, I give them full, and then to get the war to end and also to get maybe the Arabs to finally...
We're getting closer.
Well, I read in the paper today that MBS is here to announce that he's going to help with Gaza, that Saudi Arabia is going to move in there.
Some of the
is that
rebuilding.
True?
I don't know the answer to that, but it makes a lot of sense. And that's one of the things that I think has been very unique about this president is that he is, look, as a businessman, I think he had this incredible ability not only to negotiate with people, but to have foresight into what needed to happen and how to forge relationships to make good moves. And I would say that could be a very positive thing for that section of the world. They need some investment. They need somebody to come in who's going to help rebuild, and that would be great. I don't have any insight here, but because I'm not part of.
Do you ever get privy to like something before the world knows it?
Not really.
No?
No.
You can think of one time?
I'm trying to think of anything.
Okay.
No, I'll tell you, actually, we were with my father-in-law during the first administration, and it must have been Thanksgiving. Was it Thanksgiving he flew over and he went to see the troops over in the Middle East? I'm trying to remember where he went, but he didn't even tell any of us that he was going.
They never do.
No, I mean, like stuff like that.
That's for security.
And then the next morning, he was just gone, and then we realized he was all the way overseas. It was very cool, actually.
But they always keep that a secret. You don't want to tell the terrorists you're coming.
Well, that's true. That is accurate. But he didn't even tell like our family who had just had dinner together, any of us, that he was even going anywhere.
Right.
But no, not usually. I mean, listen.
Do you do Thanksgiving at the White House?
We usually have done Thanksgiving at Mar-a-Lago.
At Mar-a-Lago,
yeah,
of course.
Although this year we're going to go to North Carolina with my family, and we'll be in Florida for
Christmas. And you
Christmas.
live in that orbit now. I mean, that physically,
Yeah, we're in South Florida.
So, I mean, I keep reading that this is a whole world.
Oh.
What? What does that mean?
Beyond.
What do you mean?
It's quite a scene. You mean Mar-a-Lago?
Meaning, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it
you
is.
keep saying these. Oh, yeah. Well, what?
It is.
Spill the tea.
So-
Like, what is it? What do you mean? Like, I would like it?
I think you would find it very interesting, actually.
Never been married.
There's a lot of material there, Bill. Come on over.
How many successful, never been married guys usually have to put up with their fucking kids and shit,
Yeah.
and their third wives that
Yeah.
they just dumped. I'm clean.
Free agent, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. He's ready to go. Mar-a-Lago is amazing. First of all, you have Donald Trump on the patio, and he's out there for, I mean, anywhere from 2 hours to like 4 hours he'll be out on this patio. He's fully in charge of the music, and he'll raise it so loud that people can't even talk anymore because it's like a song he really wants to hear, like a Pavarotti or Phantom of the Opera or one of these really hits him.
That's what he likes?
He likes all kinds of stuff. His eclectic music taste is really
I
fascinating.
know he loves YMCA.
He certainly does like the Village People. There it is. Okay, Bill Maher doing the Trump
Well,
dance. I like it.
I like 20 times I rolled this and said it looks like he's jerking off two guys at once. So like, but
And
I don't do
I
that.
love your mind went there.
But I don't do that anymore.
You don't do it anymore. That's
No,
so
but
nice of you.
that one I did. I just got bored of. I mean, you can only do. I only do the same gag so many times.
But it's fascinating out there. And then it's really like the center of, it feels like the center of everything.
Well,
at
that's what I
Mar-a-Lago.
mean. The way they write the articles about it, but of course I can't trust the articles
We
because
got to
they're.
get you there. Next stop, the $18 million Mar-a-Lago Club, ladies and gentlemen. That's right.
Well,
You can give us your assessment of the value once
know
you
what?
leave.
That's true. I mean, I've been to the White House. That would be the. If I'm going to have dinner again, that would be. I would love to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of like seeing the court of Louis XIV.
It's a little like
at
that.
the height of his corruption.
It's oh well. It's
Well,
a little. It's
But I defended the ballroom.
Oh, good. Well, that's nice.
Totally. See, that's the kind of thing I mean. I just can't stand it that you cannot get the full story from anybody. And by the way, they, and when I say they, I mean the usual suspects, and you know who you are because you're fucking liars, will take this thing, and your people will just take the parts that make me
My
look
people.
like what they, right? That make me look like what they want to look like. And my people will do the opposite.
Yeah,
of course, I'll get it
probably.
from both sides. Because my people will show me being nice to you to show, look at that asshole.
Yeah.
He's nice to
Hate
a
it.
Republican.
You should have burned me at the stake when
And
I
your
walked
people will show none of the parts where I was critiquing Trump on the things I think he needs to be nothing about. All that'll go. And it'll just, because nobody's honest.
in. So you like the
But-
ballroom?
But because first I read, you know, I'm knocking the White House down.
It's
oh,
nuts.
goody. You know, I had Michael Steele on, and he was like, my father took me to the White House, and I saw it, and it's like, oh, geez, I didn't know this was so emotional for people.
my
And then I
God.
started to read the other side, and it's like, oh, okay. First of all, lots of people have changed the White House. Second of all, it's just a fucking building. You know what? It's a building. And also, something they never put in the left press, we are America. They shouldn't be having state dinners like under a tent. It's not a big deal. So what? They knocked down an office wing and put up something for state dinners, which in the 21st century, you probably don't need the office wing, or you could put them somewhere else, or put them in what's the building across the street that's like the blah, blah,
Executive,
blah.
the Eisenhower Executive Office.
There you go.
But they're still going to have those offices. They're just building them. They're rebuilding them above where the kind of segue is into the ballroom. Here's the thing. Who better to build a ballroom than Donald Trump?
Well,
Honestly, when you come to Mar-a-Lago, Bill, I will personally take you down to the Mar-a-Lago ballroom
oh,
if
he walked
the president doesn't do it
me,
himself.
remember we walked there and he was telling me about what's happening.
Yeah.
It's like the guy we should have had the hard hats on, you know, like this is the
100%.
site where it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's like, okay, look, no. It's not. It does not rise to that level of importance to me.
Well-
That's what I'm saying. It's like there are things he does that I am very, very engaged with that are important, and there are things that I've told my audience treat it like a cloud. Let it just pass because it doesn't matter and you can't get upset about everything. I said before he won the last time, I'm not going to let him get my mind this time, and it shouldn't. Your whole personality should not be about how you feel about Donald Trump or any president. It shouldn't be your whole life. And I won't let it be. That,
Good for you.
Yes, absolutely. And I tell people this.
Good for
I
you.
tell people this.
Yeah.
And it's funny, little synchronicity. We have on the show Friday night Mel Robbins. Do you know who that is?
I do know Mel Robbins.
I'm sure you
I've known her
do.
for a long time,
Oh,
actually.
you actually know her?
I met her, gosh, probably 15 years ago with Eric in New York.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, you were an early adapter because, honestly, I'm just starting to know who she is. And, I mean, to say that's a phenomenon is an understatement. The level of that book of hers and the point of it is let them. That's what she says. That's the title. And it's sort of very eerily apropos to this. It's like, don't let people control your mind completely. I mean, so ballrooms, no, does not rise to the level. It is not on the I give a shit list. And I actually think, again, yes, America, pretty big country. We're kind of a successful band.
We're pretty good.
You know, I think we should have, when we have state dinners and shit, I don't think it should be on the grass. I do think there should be a floor. Call me crazy. But again, don't give a shit. The amount of money, it's not even public money. Even if it was,
exactly.
you couldn't find it in a rounding error. And like, there's so much bigger fish to fry that I have with him.
Well,
But
like we're
again,
giving the ballroom a good nod.
respectfully.
There you go.
You know, as long as you keep it on that level.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, I got to say, the Republicans, they do take a punch. They don't get bent out of shape because I think secretly they know I'm right. But I know they can't say it. Marjorie Taylor Greene was on, I know she's now on the shit list. Ooh.
I've got no bones to pick with Marjorie Taylor Greene. No personal issue with her.
You would not believe how many people got in touch with me like that weekend and said, wow, you know, liberal people, like, wow, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I kind of liked her.
Oh.
You know, because she was very, you know, my line is always, everybody's a monster till you talk to them.
That's true. And I agree with that for pretty much everyone, Bill. I love it. I think that's a great way to go.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I think it's the only way to be, because the other way lies madness and civil war and, you know, this idea that each side can own the other side. I mean, certainly that's something both of them are guilty of. They don't want to compromise or come to any sort of middle. They want to own. They think, no, I want to destroy them. See, if I destroy them, then we don't have to compromise.
I actually think that it would be great if we got back to a place where we had just more, and I do think this actually exists out there, we have more in common than we do different, and we acknowledge that. And that we had two political parties. I mean, the two-party system is not perfect, but that we had two major political parties in this country that agreed on a lot more. And I think deep down we really do.
I think the people do.
Yeah.
I don't know about the parties.
Well, that's right.
Because the
think
parties
people
get
do
sent by the fringe wings.
Well, yeah.
You know, I
So.
mean, it's very hard to win it's easier to win a general than a primary.
That is true.
You get primaried, and, you know, I mean, Trump says he's going to primary Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, like, we got to find someone to the right of Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Are you in charge of that? You're going to work on that.
Now I'm Marjorie Taylor Greene's friend.
See, God, what's wrong with you, Bill?
And lots of people said, you know, they like her too.
It's amazing.
And, you know, what I loved is that in the overtime segment, somebody asked about have you been reading about the comet that is heading toward Earth that could be an alien spaceship?
No.
No.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. What? Yeah, they're writing about it quite a bit.
Oh, I missed this one.
Yeah.
Better to not know.
I mean,
just let it happen.
There's,
you know.
It's supposed to come within 170 million miles of Earth on December 19th. Some people have said that they think it's acting differently than a comet, so it must be a spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be the aliens ending all life as we know it.
Well, I believe they're out there.
But Marjorie said, when it came up that somebody in some people in the Defense Department said, no, it's actually not probably aliens. What it probably is demons or fallen angels.
Oh.
And Marjorie was like, right on. She said, I'm a Christian conservative. That's what we believe, demons and angels. And I was like, you know what? I think that's nuts, but I don't hate you for saying
Yeah.
That's, again, you can come to Thanksgiving. Even though it's crazy to me, you think I'm crazy in some ways. And we just have to, like, let that go.
There's a lot to talk about.
Let that go.
Yeah, let it go.
Isn't that the secret of marriage? You have to, like, let it go
Yeah, you
sometimes.
do have to let it go.
Let it go.
You have to sometimes love the other person enough to put yourself to the side and just say, okay, we're just, for the betterment of all of us, for the greater good, let's all just put it aside. And we can all do that.
We can, but it's very hard when you have a fight with someone when you're that close, because that means you're also that much more vulnerable because they know everything about you and blah, blah, blah. It's so hard if you think they're fundamentally wrong about something. Like, why can't you see it? Why can't you see? Right?
Yes.
We've had that feeling.
Not with Eric Trump, he's perfect. But I know other people who have, Bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can't thank you enough for doing this when I'm sure there are people who said, you shouldn't meet with that bad man.
Actually, no one said that to me. Can I be
right.
honest? Everyone I told that I was going to come here, they were like, that's so freaking cool.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
That's great. Well,
I'm happy to do it. Thank you for having me.
tell your
Thanks for being
people
open.
that my people
I'll tell my people. Huh?
want peace
We do want peace.
because, you know, my people talk a lot, but you guys have all the guns. And all
We do.
and all the Supreme Court seats and all the, you know, we want peace with dignity.
We want peace too.
All right. Well,
We can
thank
agree
you.
on that.
Say hi to everyone in the family.
I will.
Tell your father-in-law, just doing my job.
We'll see you at
but-
Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Club Random.
See, it
That's
wasn't
it.
so bad.
Yeah, I have a signed book for you.